So as soon as you are finished with all of your sliders and editing them, we want to have a look at the bone weights. So actually what bone weights do is they tell, so if your character is doing a certain animation or a pose or movement, then the outfit your character wears is supposed to move correspondingly to this idle or pose or movement or whatever. And bone weights tell the game how much certain vertices are supposed to move when the character is doing a certain pose or animation. So it's important for you to know also that each vertex, so each dot here, only can save bone weights from up to 4 bones. So any vertex cannot store bone weights from 5 bones, only 4 bones. And also all of the bone weights that one vertex stores have to add up to a value of 1. So a dark blue color here would mean that the bone weight from this bone, this chest upper skin bone, on this vertex is close to 0. No color means that the bone weight is 0. This green color would mean the bone weight is something like I think 0.4, and this red color here would mean that the bone weight is quite close to 1. So as I said in the video before, when I do vanilla conversions, I actually leave those vanilla bone weights because copying the bone weights from our body shape, so I tested it out, and basically it always gave me worse results when instead of just leaving the vanilla bone weights. So I'm gonna leave the vanilla bone weights here, but what we still want to do is add CBP physic bones, which will be breast CBP and butt CBP. We don't want to add actually those genital bones like anus or vagina, because they are only needed for the base female nude body for certain lover's lap animation stuff. So basically all the kinky stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to only choose those bones that we want to copy over. Choose both of those meshes and then hit copy selected weights. Click OK. Now you can see that we have copied only those bone weights here. So, as I told you before, each vertex can only store bone weights to that, and they always have to add up to a value of 1. And this dark red here tells me that this bone here is taking basically all of the bone weights for those vertices, and that means all other bones basically will have reduced bone weights for these vertices, and I actually don't want this to happen. So in order to give back some of the weight to other bones, we're gonna check this normalize weights option here, and that causes if I add bone weight to some vertices, then the bone weights from the other bones will automatically be reduced, and if I ease up some weight from this bone on these vertices, then Outfit Studio will add some bone weight back to the other bones that govern these vertices. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to ease up some of the weight here. So I have this normalize weights option ticked, and I'm also going to choose the X mirror bone option here, so that my edits will automatically be transferred to the left side. So what I'm going to do is put down the strength slider here and keep Alt pressed and then push the left mouse button, and you can see basically how the red vanishes. So, and the red pop up back, which means yeah, Outfit Studio yeah, kind of had some trouble to decide where bone weight is going to. Now we're gonna keep Shift pressed to smooth out this area a bit. Yeah, and you can see I think there are not 4 bones anymore giving weight to these vertices. Let's look at the other side. Okay, let's stop the mirror, reduce weight here, right, smoothing everything, looking good. Okay, and now check out the other bone weights, especially around the butt area here. Okay, so let's give that this ELF butt fat skin is also affected by CBP, so we're gonna add a bit in here. Let's just smooth it out a bit and push it further down. Maybe add up a little bone weight by just pressing the left mouse button without any other key. Smoothing a bit more. Okay, and yeah, we had it mirrored. All right, let's look at further bones. You can see this should be governed by this bone, so I'm gonna smooth it out, smooth this out. Okay, so originally I think the weights from this bone on these dark blue spots was stronger, but when we copied those spot CBP bones, yeah, these weights were automatically reduced. So yeah, let's add some weight up again. All right. Check out the other bones. That looks, yeah, I mirrored this one before. Looking good. All right, and wrong bones. All right, looking fine. Still want to decrease this a bit. Okay, and now I'm gonna do something similar for my breastbones, because in my opinion breast movement is very strong with CBP, and as this jacket should firm down the movement a bit, I will reduce breastbone here. And if anyone has a problem with less breast movement, you still can put breast movement up in the preset. So MTM has a lot of presets that really have very jiggly breasts basically. Let's add some back. All right. Okay, no, it didn't have this mirrored, never mind. Doing it on the other side, just keep Alt pressed, and as well as the left mouse button. Right, and now we're gonna smooth it out a bit, add some weight back. looking good. Ease it off a little bit there. All right. Looking good. Now let's again look at the other bones, because sometimes bone weights are, yeah, we should smooth this one out, maybe delete this one. Okay, that looks fine. Yeah, what we basically don't want is having strong bone weights like here, but for this bone it's quite okay. But we don't want that there are too strong bone weights on some vertices, and on the vertices next to this vertex with the strong bone weights, they don't have any weight. So for this one, breast skin is okay. It's also affected by CBP, I think. But if it's red, then you can't leave it like that. Yeah, so basically here we have a blue next to a red, which really is not good. But also again we can leave it here because we will not see this part, because this will be covered by the hand mesh. So alright, bones look good. You can also add belly bones, which will add belly movement, but in this case, because of the fact that here is a belt and we here have a pocket, I don't want this part moving around. And also this is a quite firm leather jacket. I don't think that the belly would move much around. So with butt and breast physics we should be fine here. Hit save again. And I always would suggest to unload and reload your project, because sometimes Outfit Studio is doing huge recalculations, which could lead to the bone weights strongly differing. So always unload the project and check all of the weights if they still look somewhat like you left them. In our case they do. Everything's fine. And yeah, we're basically finished with the bone weights.